or include additional
Good evening. I'm San Diego City Council President Sean Elo Rivera. I'd like to welcome all of you in person here at the Balboa Theater and everyone watching at home to the 2024 State of the City Address by our Mayor, the Honorable Todd Gloria. I'd like to start by recognizing my esteemed colleagues on the San Diego City Council who are here with us in attendance. From District 1, Council President Pro Tem Joe LaCava. From District 2, Dr. Jennifer Campbell. From District 3, Stephen Whitburn. From District 5, Marnie Von Wilpert. From District 6, Kent Lee. From District 7, Raul Campillo. And from District 8, Vivian Moreno. I'd also like to acknowledge our City Attorney, Mara Elliott, the city's the city's Chief Operating Officer, Eric Dargan, Independent Budget Analyst, Charles Modica, City Auditor, Andy Hanau, City Clerk, Diana Fuentes, San Diego Chief of Police, David Nislight, San Diego Fire Rescue Chief, Colin Stoll, and Lifeguard Chief, James Garland. We are honored to have so many distinguished guests with us this evening, which we would like to take a moment to acknowledge. Please hold your applause until the very end once everyone has been recognized. From the California State Assembly, California State Assembly Member David Alvarez. From the County of San Diego, Vice Chair, Board of Supervisors Tara Lawson-Remer. Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp. Sheriff Kelly Martinez. District Attorney Summer Steffen. Treasurer, Tax Collector Dan McAllister. Assessor, Recorder, County Clerk Jordan Marks. And from the City of Chula Vista, Mayor John McCann and Councilmember Carolina Chavez. From the City of National City, Mayor Ron Morrison. From the City of Imperial Beach, Mayor Paloma Aguirre. Mayor Pro Tem Matthew Leyva Gonzalez, Councilmember Carol Seabury. From the San Diego Unified School District, Board President Shana Hazan, Board Vice President Dr. Cody Pedersen, Trustee Sabrina Bazo, Trustee Dr. Sharon Whitehurst Payne, Trustee Richard Barrera, Student Board Member Matthew Catoriano, and Superintendent Dr. Lamont Jackson. From the Sequan Band of the Kumeyaay Nation, Chairman Cody Martinez and Secretary Jade Martinez. From our local military leadership, United States Coast Guard Sector Commander and Captain, Port of San Diego, James Spittler. Commanding Officer of Naval Base Coronado, Captain Charles McKissick. Commanding Officer of Naval Base San Diego, Captain Robert Healy. Commanding Officer of Naval Base Point Loma, Captain Jeff Yakarin. Commanding Officer of Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, Colonel Thomas Bedell. From the San Diego Consular Corps, U.S. Consul General Thomas Riot. Deputy Consul General of Mexico, Gilberto Luna Moises. Honorary Consul Generals of Estonia, Finland, France, Portugal, and Netherlands. Representatives from the Government of the United Kingdom. We also have representatives from the offices of California Governor Gavin Newsom, California State Attorney General Rob Bonta, U.S. Senators Alex Padilla and LaFonza Butler, U.S. Representatives Scott Peters and Juan Vargas, and Sarah Jacobs. California State President Pro Tem Tony Atkins, California State Senators Steve Padilla, Catherine Blakespear, and Brian Jones, California State Assembly members Tasha Borner, Brian Mainshine, and Chris Ward, and County Board of Supervisors Chairwoman Nora Vargas and County Supervisor Joel Anderson. From our neighbors in Mexico, we have representatives from the Office of Tijuana Mayor Montserrat Caballero Ramirez. Thank you all for being here at the State of the City. Let's give our dignitaries, elected officials, and city staff a warm round of applause. To begin tonight's ceremony, we respectfully acknowledge that we are on unceded Native American land. To provide a land acknowledgement and native blessing, please welcome Dr. Stanley Rodriguez from the California Native American Heritage Commission and the Ipe Nation of Santa Isabel. Dr. Rodriguez.
Okay, Peña Map, Meñovaya. Tamadre winya tuinya makopa wiskonam. Pele helikuenya wa fuyupi. Ya matayom watai. Ya pamakana mi kulchat. Mayor Todd Gloria kanap. How many of you understood what I said? Oh. I was talking in American. Oh. Let me try it again. Bienvenidos a todos. Mi nombre es Stan Rodríguez. Yo soy el Pai Cumia de la Reserva Santa Isabel. Y ahorita son muy felices porque nosotros estamos aquí. Better? Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stan Rodriguez. I'm from the Ipai Nation of San Isabel. And I just wanted to say a few words welcoming you all here to this land. We say Mat Kwahan, the true land of our people. This is our holy land. So I will say a few words and then I will translate. Amaya Khan Nepal, Matas, Newaral Yuto Memp, Sepo king to oyao ma wish. Be nya ye che ye han. O haye. Sepo king ya cha matao ma. Newala nyukula sawa. Mayum nyawe ta kanapa. Nukuchat kanap. Mamle marad. Pukna chitipe nyamat ne pesho. Nyapo mayum na so. Ye chesh. You han. What I said is this: Creator of all, you are known by many names. Your breath brings life into the universe. All that we know and we do not know has come from you. Bless us all as we come from the four directions into this place at this time to hear the leader of San Diego, Mayor Todd Gloria, address all of us. And in our way, when we say leader, that leader is really the servant of the people. And he's doing everything in his power to help the people. So we ask to give him strength, give him the power in order to continue to serve the people. And may his path be blessed along with all of you. Oh, Hayi. Thank you very much.
With us for tonight's invocation is Pastor Glenn McKinney of St. Stephen's Church of God in Christ. St. Stephen's was organized in southeastern San Diego in September of 1962 by senior pastor Bishop George Dallas McKinney and his dear wife, Sister Jean Carlene Brown McKinney. Over the years, it has established many outreach ministries for San Diegans, including a youth center, a food share program, a counseling center, hospital and home visitation, services for those with HIV and AIDS, retirement housing centers for seniors, and so much more. Pastor McKinney continues the legacy of his family as he ministers the message of hope, forgiveness, reconciliation, and healing, which is what his invocation tonight touches on. Pastor McKinney.
If we could bow our heads. Father God, we give you thanks because your word teaches us to give you thanks in all things. Today as we gather, this evening as we gather, we ask, oh God, that your presence would be with us. Lord, we lean on you, oh God. As we face difficult times as a city, Lord, we need your presence. We need your wisdom. We need your love. Overshadow us with your peace, oh God. And Lord, we lift up our mayor, Mayor Gloria. We ask, oh God, that your spirit would be on him, that he would make the decisions, oh God, that would please you and that would please this city. We thank you, Father, for these opportunities. Lord, let your love rule in all of us. In all these things, we say thanks. Amen.
San Diego is home to one of the nation's largest concentrations of military personnel and veterans. At this time, we'd like to recognize all active duty service members and veterans. Please stand so we can thank each of you for your service. Thank you. Our mayor is a third-generation native San Diegan from Claremont and a proud graduate of Madison High School. What you may not know is that he was also the brigade commander for Madison High School's JROTC. Here tonight to present the colors is the Madison High School JROTC Color Guard. Please rise for the presentation of colors, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. Color Guard, please present the colors. Many of you may also know that at the age of 10, Mayor Gloria was runner-up for Mayor Maureen O'Connor's Mayor for a Day contest. Today, as mayor, Mayor Gloria has relaunched the contest to inspire young leaders to become more civically engaged and hopefully pursue careers in public service. Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening is this year's Mayor for a Day contest winner and 8th grade student at De Portola Middle School in Tierra Santa, Uma Onwuncheka.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
For over 30 years, the San Diego Gay Men's Chorus and San Diego Women's Chorus have provided a safe space to encourage creativity, celebrate diversity, and inspire social action for our LGBTQ+ communities. To perform our national anthem, please join me in welcoming the San Diego Gay Men's Chorus and San Diego Women's Chorus.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched.
Thank you to all of the participants who took part in this evening's program. Color Guard, please retire the colors.
Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. 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 Left. Left.
You may all be seated. It is now my tremendous honor to introduce the 37th Mayor of the City of San Diego, Mayor Todd Gloria, to deliver tonight's State of the City Address.
We've done a lot together these past 3 years. It's been a time of transition for all of us across our city. Together, we lived through a global pandemic.
Surveillance reports are showing an uptick in COVID cases here in San Diego County.
With a determination to bounce back. And we bounced back better than other urban economies in the country.
San Diego's downtown rebound is something of an anomaly.
And now, together, we're tackling our city's toughest problems. The ones long left behind. The ones decades in the making. The ones with no easy solutions and that require the strongest will. We're tackling them head on. housing our homeless.
The joy that I felt when I walked in this door, I was homeless for years, back and forth. I ain't gotta worry about being homeless no more.
Remaining one of the safest big cities in America.
They do an excellent job of reaching out to the community, an excellent job of understanding and learning what the citizens of San Diego want and need to be safe.
Breaking down bureaucracy to get things done.
Our Director of Permitting and Entitlements has reported to me that in his 20-plus years of processing permits in San Diego, he has never seen a system so efficient and so fast.
Fixing what's broken for a better tomorrow.
The roads are being repaired, the sidewalks are being repaired, the water mains are being repaired, the street lights are being upgraded.
Finding new ways to invest in our neighborhoods. Lifting up historically marginalized voices. Bringing even more to the table. Putting equity at the forefront. Standing up for workers and working families. And transforming adversity into opportunities. From the streets to the storefronts. The homeless to the housed. The beaches to the border. Union halls to City Hall. Together, we're rewriting the narrative and showing what's possible. Each day, our city is evolving, shaped by the dedication, passion, and the vision of its people. In our San Diego, we're not just dreaming of progress, we're living it. We're not just making progress, we're pioneering it. In our San Diego, progress isn't just a goal, it's a reality we're crafting together.
Good evening. City Council President Elo Rivera, members of the City Council, City Attorney Elliott, Chief Operating Officer Dargan, distinguished guests from throughout California and the region, local tribal leaders, military leaders, officials from Baja California and around the world, and our dedicated City of San Diego employees. Thank you so much for being here this evening. My fellow San Diegans, when I took the oath to serve as the 37th mayor of my beloved hometown just over 3 years ago, I did so with an eagerness to get to work, delivering on my promise to build a San Diego for all of us. I understood the gravity of our challenges and how immense an undertaking it would be to overcome them. And tonight, one thing I know for sure is that I've never had more faith in the ability of this city to reverse decades of neglect, to take its rightful place as not just a fine city, but as one of our nation's greatest. Now, progress, it can be a tricky beast. It doesn't look the same to everyone. It's often nonlinear and very messy. And in a complex undertaking like overhauling the nation's 8th largest city so that it truly works for all of us, the mission not being fully and immediately accomplished can be unnerving. Frankly, this city has a history of abandoning bold and aggressive efforts as soon as things get difficult, surrendering to doubt and a fear of change. I'm here to tell you that that's not how we do things. We've leveled off the downward slide, climbed out of the deep valley our city was in, and our trajectory is now pointed skyward. My 10th grade algebra teacher at Madison High School in Claremont, Mr. Grimes, taught me when solving a problem to show my work. So tonight, I'm going to detail the work that we are doing to address our city's biggest challenges: public safety, homelessness, housing, and infrastructure. Let me start with the people who are helping forge this progress, our city workers. 3 years ago, morale among city employees was at an all-time low, with stagnant pay and uncompetitive benefits basically telling them that their work was not valued. The importance of our workforce was evident in the countless tasks that went unperformed because of hundreds of vacant positions. And when you value the work of your employees, you show it to them by compensating them with fair wages and benefits. That's why I quickly implemented the court-mandated unwinding of Proposition B and restored the retirement security that is critical to attracting good people to careers in public service. And last year, I signed a measure championed by Councilmember Raul Campillo that dramatically expands parental leave benefits for our city employees and launched a pilot program that subsidizes childcare costs for children 12 and under. Now I'm pleased to tell you that for the first time since the city began surveying employee satisfaction levels, a majority of employees now say they'd recommend the city of San Diego as an employer to others. In March of last year, we held a job fair in Balboa Park that we hoped would attract a couple hundred applicants. Instead, 3,000 San Diegans showed up interested in working at the city. Because of all the vacant positions that were filled during that job fair, we were able to reopen 14 libraries across the city that had reduced hours or had been shuttered on Sundays. The progress we have made in filling positions at the city has resulted in better, faster service delivery for residents. More potholes filled, more sidewalks fixed, more streetlights repaired, permits approved, and of course, faster response times from our first responders. As your mayor, I'm very proud that San Diego is one of the safest large cities in America. Every San Diegan deserves to wake up each morning feeling like they will be safe no matter where their day takes them. Your safety and the safety of your children is foundation to our thriving city. In 2023, we saw the rates of the most serious violent crime decline again. Murder was down 12%, rape was down 16%, robbery down 7%, burglary down 16%. This is a testament to the dedication of our police officers and our city's commitment to support them. The city has been dogged by police officer recruitment and retention issues for years. To address them, we have worked to demonstrate that San Diego is a place where first responders can build a career and raise a family. In 2022, we raised police officer pay by 10% over 2 years. And this past November, we opened a first-of-its-kind childcare facility for police officers to ease the burden created by the non-traditional hours our officers often must work. This facility was the brainchild of the San Diego Police Officers Association and made possible thanks in part to a state grant secured by Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins. Thank you, Senator. Today, that child care center is a model for police departments across the country. And now, rather than losing officers to other agencies, we are seeing officers choose to come work for the San Diego Police Department. I'm also pleased to report that we have improved recruitment and retention in our fire rescue department. The department's efforts to recruit more women into the ranks have been so successful that San Diego was selected as the location for the Women in Fire International Conference this year. We're also doing more to ensure that our first responders have the equipment they need to do their jobs. Last year, we secured City Council approval for the use of smart streetlights and automated license plate recognition technology to help investigate and solve serious crimes. And we did so while outlining clear rules of the road to protect San Diegans' privacy rights. Our fire rescue department has been building our reserve fleet for large-scale emergencies and added a fireboat to respond to calls for service on our beaches and bays. And we have cleared the way to design a new state-of-the-art fire training facility in Kearny Mesa. Now let me tell you, there are 2 leaders have overseen these improvements in our police and fire rescue departments over the past 5 years. Police Chief David Nislight and Fire Chief Colin Stoll. I'm incredibly proud of what these gentlemen have accomplished. Both of these chiefs began their careers with the city 36 years ago, dedicating over half of their lives to keeping San Diegans safe, and both have announced that they will retire later this year. Chief Stoll and Chief Nislight are here with us tonight. I'd like to ask you to join me in thanking them for their steadfast service to the city of San Diego. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, we have begun a national search for our next police chief with a series of community forums in each council district to learn from you, the people of this city, what you want to see in the next leader of the department. And we'll launch a national search for our next fire chief very soon. Now, although San Diego is a safe city, we're not immune to crime, nor the impacts of crimes committed across the state and nation. Cities throughout California are struggling with new trends like open-air drug markets and organized retail theft. As mayor, I will do everything I can to protect the people and property of our city. We must ensure that our laws are responding appropriately to the realities of today. And let's be clear, when crimes are committed, there must be consequences. In 2014, California voters approved Proposition 47, reclassifying certain drug and theft crimes as misdemeanors. The idea was to reduce the state's costly prison population by diverting low-level offenders into treatment programs and reducing recidivism. That law may have made sense at the time. However, since it's been implemented, we have seen criminals exploit these reforms, leading to organized networks of career thieves ransacking stores with little to no consequence. These are not crimes of poverty. These are criminal enterprises gaming the limits set under Prop 47 and making a cottage industry out of retail theft. And while San Diego hasn't been hit as hard by these theft rings as other California cities, we're all still paying the price, both at the cash register and in time and convenience. You shouldn't have to flag down a Target employee to unlock a plexiglass cabinet just so you can get a tube of toothpaste. We should be locking up criminals, not laundry detergent. We should be punishing thieves, not customers. We will not accept this as our new normal. Reducing this type of criminal behavior starts and ends with making sure that people know that they will face consequences, including jail time. We must respond to the reality that Prop 47 has created and improve the law so that it achieves its intended purpose. We live in a beautiful country, don't we? Our First Amendment free speech rights on display. Thank you all for being here. Now, where was I? Tonight, I'm announcing that I will be supporting statewide action this year to amend Proposition 47. I'm not suggesting that we return to the days of the war on drugs, but the fact is, our laws, like society itself, must evolve to meet the challenges we face today. It's why I have focused so much attention on the proliferation of illicit fentanyl. Fentanyl has pushed accidental overdose to the very top of the list of killers of Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. Here in San Diego County, illicit fentanyl killed 92 people in 2018. In 2022, it killed 815 people. That's why I signed an executive order to strengthen and prioritize enforcement around illicit fentanyl. Before it, we averaged 34 fentanyl-related arrests per month. Since my order, that number has risen to 53 arrests per month, a 54% increase. And cooperation amongst regional, state, and federal law enforcement has never been better. Last year, I announced that I would be a leading voice in California for legislation to come down hard on people who deal illicit fentanyl. And true to my word, I sponsored multiple bills in the state legislature to strengthen penalties for dealing a lethal dose of the drug. Many of those bills were sidelined before they could get to the governor's desk. And that's, in a single word, infuriating. Because I see what it is doing to our homeless population when I walk through downtown. I see how it is destroying families. I have met the parents who've had to bury their child. This cannot continue. Our legislators in Sacramento must act, and tonight I'm calling on them yet again to do so. And I tell you, mark my words, I will keep coming back again and again and again for as long as it takes until the legislature passes laws that will hold the callous dealers of this deadly poison accountable, because enough is enough. Without a doubt, this exceptionally addictive drug is undermining our efforts to address homelessness and adding another layer of complexity to this nationwide challenge. And while it's true that the solution to homelessness is a home, it's not always that simple. The puzzle that is homelessness is an extraordinarily complicated one. That's why over the past 3 years, my administration has pursued a comprehensive strategy that tackles the homelessness crisis on all fronts. And while the mission is far from accomplished, we have made significant progress. We've opened a series of new programs tailored to seniors, women, families, LGBTQ youth, and people with substance use issues. And since April 2021, we have more than doubled the options for people experiencing homelessness to come off the streets. We've also maximized the space in our existing shelters, and we've expanded our successful safe parking program. And last year, we launched our newest effort to get more people off the street, our safe sleeping program, championed by Councilmember Stephen Whitburn. This program includes 2 sites with space for more than 1,000 people to get off the streets and connect it to services that will help them in their homelessness. In just a few months, our safe sleeping program has already moved more than 600 people off the streets. And over the past 3 years, our city-funded outreach, shelter, and family reunification programs have successfully placed more than 3,600 people into permanent housing, ending their homelessness for good. And this year, consistent with our comprehensive shelter strategy, we will build on this progress and bring forward the largest homeless services proposals this city has ever pursued. The first is a plan to add another 1,000 beds to our homeless shelter system by this time next year at sites like H Barracks near the San Diego International Airport. The second is the redevelopment of the site of our old downtown Central Library. We plan to create additional shelter space along with hundreds of new affordable permanent homes for low-income and formerly homeless San Diegans. And in the meantime, it will continue to serve as a temporary shelter for women. I'm so proud of all that the city of San Diego has done to address homelessness in our communities. I've also been clear that our city cannot bear the burden of this crisis alone. Homelessness is not exclusive to the city of San Diego. And that's why I've repeatedly called on the leaders of the 17 other cities in this region to step up and be a part of the solution. And tonight, I can tell you that that is starting to happen with Chula Vista, National City, Oceanside, and Vista, all taking steps to open new shelters in their city, and I applaud them for doing so. Thank you very much, Mayor McCann. Thank you, Mayor Morrison. I appreciate you getting in this fight. Of course, all cities must do more to solve this region-wide problem. It's when we recognize that we all have a role to play in solving this crisis that we can make more progress to get people off the streets and into care. Recently, we lost a great San Diegan who took that sense of responsibility personally. Peter Seidler, the late chairman of the San Diego Padres, lived his values and acted on his compassion for people experiencing homelessness every single day. He didn't just watch from the sidelines. He dove into action and encouraged others to do the same. Peter represented the very best of San Diego. So tonight, I'm announcing that we've initiated the process to rename one of the streets leading to Petco Park as Peter Seidler Way to honor his legacy and how much he gave to our beautiful community. Peter was a remarkable human being, and he believed in his fellow San Diegans' better angels. And like Peter, I know that the people of this city have a deep well of compassion toward our homeless neighbors. Every day, I'm asked how people can channel their concern into meaningful assistance. And so tonight, I'm announcing a philanthropic campaign to help the city carry out our ambitious plans to end our homelessness crisis. Called San Diegans Together Tackling Homelessness, this campaign already has commitments for $250,000. And now is the time to build on the progress that we have made. So I hope San Diegans who have the means to step up and help will provide some of the fuel for our efforts. Now, with all of the opportunities that we're creating for people to end their homelessness comes the obligation to use them. When safe and legal options are available, pitching a tent on a sidewalk, in a park, or in a canyon is simply not acceptable. It's not safe, it's not sanitary, nor is it compassionate for us as a city to simply let these conditions persist. Last year, I signed into law the Unsafe Camping Ordinance, prohibiting people from camping in public spaces when shelter is available. And I can report that the new law is working as intended. We are clearing encampments without widespread arrests. Since the ordinance passed in June, only one person has been arrested, but hundreds and hundreds have accepted shelter. And as has been reported, there has been a significant reduction in tents and people experiencing homelessness, a 60% decrease in street homelessness downtown since it peaked last May. We are making progress. We are clearing our sidewalks, and we are getting folks on a better path. We know for some, mental illness is a key factor in this challenge. And so we are pushing to ensure better access to treatment. More than 50 years ago, state leaders shuttered psychiatric institutions and then failed to follow through on the community-based treatment facilities that were supposed to take their place. This broken system has left the sickest amongst us suffering without care on the streets. In my State of the City address 2 years ago, I vowed to work with the state legislature and the governor to fix California's badly broken behavioral health system. This year, I stood with Governor Newsom as he signed Care Court into law. We also pushed hard to modernize the state's conservatorship laws. And when our efforts fell short the first year, we refused to give up. Last year, working with State Senator Susan Eggman in the bipartisan California Big City Mayors Coalition, we passed major conservatorship reform legislation and got it signed into law. By next year, when the county fully implements this reform, desperate families of people who are so severely mentally ill that they're unable to tend to their basic personal needs will finally have a path to getting their loved ones into care. And of course, these new programs underscore the need for facilities to provide the treatment. Unfortunately, this year, we all have an opportunity to address that need as well. Proposition 1, which will be on the March ballot, will generate the funding necessary to add more than 11,000 new behavioral health treatment beds and nearly 27,000 new outpatient opportunities for Californians. I am a strong supporter of this measure, and I thank the City Council for joining me in support of it yesterday. We all recognize that our homelessness crisis has many causes, and solving it will mean tackling it from every angle. But there is clearly no more important step that we can take than creating more homes. Rapidly rising rents amid our severe housing shortage have caused the number of people who are becoming newly homeless to outpace the number of people we are getting off the streets and into housing. That's why last year I worked with City Council President Elo Rivera to pass a tenant protection ordinance and to increase funding for rental assistance to help keep people who are at risk of eviction housed. But the only true solution to addressing both our homelessness and housing affordability crisis is to build more housing. I'm especially proud of San Diego's leadership to do just that. Our affordable housing density program is building more homes that are rent restricted for low-income San Diegans while also creating market-rate apartments. Our adopted policies on granny flats are successfully creating middle-class housing where it is sorely lacking. My 2 housing action packages are making it easier to build more affordable and middle-income homes, including homes for people experiencing homelessness, students, people with disabilities, and families. Under our Bridge to Home initiative, we've invested over $63 million in 16 projects, totaling 1,337 affordable new apartments, including 368 reserved for people experiencing homelessness. Further, last year, just before this very address, I signed an executive order requiring city departments to review all 100% affordable housing projects within 30 days. And our development services team, those folks stepped up, enacting a new program known as Affordable Housing Permit Now, that's permitting these projects within 9 days on average. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm proud to tell you that as of today, this program has permitted 16 projects, totaling more than 2,000 new affordable homes. All in all, based on our preliminary calculations, the City of San Diego last year issued roughly 8,000 new housing permits, an impressive increase of more than 50% over the 5,300 homes we permitted in 2022. And we're not done yet. I intend to build on that progress. Today, I have signed a new executive order requiring permit applications that fall under our Complete Communities program to be reviewed and permitted within 30 days. What typically has taken up to 12 months to review, I am now ordering be done in just 1. Complete Communities incentivizes housing near transit. And last year, it accounted for 1,000 of the new homes permitted, with 15% of those set aside for low and moderate income San Diegans. This new, faster timeline will likely increase those numbers, creating even more homes that San Diegans can afford. These are all necessary policy changes as San Diegans continue to bear the brunt of decades of underbuilding. From decades of housing production not keeping pace with population growth, from decades of politicians surrendering to the mistaken notion that new housing destroys communities. Even those fortunate enough to have bought their homes decades ago feel the impacts, with adult children either still living at home, being rent burdened, or considering moving to other cities. As a renter myself, I understand the housing reality of today. Not only is the typical rent on a one-bedroom apartment around $2,600 a month, but when it also comes with the anxiety and the hassle of racing against dozens of others just to apply for that hard-to-find vacant unit. It's causing people to put off big life events like changing jobs, getting married, or starting a family. My housing policies are designed to send a clear message. To every hardworking San Diegan, this mayor wants there to be a place for you in this city. To every young person, I want you to stay in this city that helped raise and educate you. To every senior on a fixed income, that you shouldn't have to spend your golden years worried that you will lose your home. That's the progress that we're working toward, and we're not done yet. Relentless effort and action is the only way you catch up when you're so far behind. The same is true when it comes to resolving our massive infrastructure deficit. Crumbling roads, broken sidewalks, decaying pipes, and stormwater culverts. For the past 3 years, we have been addressing these needs through record investments, solid data to guide decisions, and policy reforms that ensure that we're prioritizing the projects that are needed the most. And we're delivering them equitably and in keeping with our ambitious climate action goals. Build Better SD overhauled how the city collects and distributes the fees that developers pay to improve infrastructure so that we're no longer sequestering small amounts of revenue in 43 separate community lockboxes across the city. By consolidating these funds, we will get more neighborhood projects done faster. We've streamlined contracting to reduce delays and deliver improvements more efficiently. We've strengthened outreach and engagement with communities to make sure that we know which projects you want us to prioritize. San Diegans demand, and they deserve a city that works. And that's why a little more than a year ago, I hired Eric Dargan to be our city's chief operating officer. Eric shares my passion for effective and efficient city governance, and we are reaping the benefits of his decades of experience unraveling operational knots to get things done. Let me tell you some more. In 2023, our crews filled 61,305 potholes, a 94% increase over the prior year, and an astonishing 122% increase over 2021. Absolutely incredible. And you know I'm going to talk about some sexy streets, right? Through our Sexy Streets program, we added $40 million to our standard street improvement budget to fix San Diego's most heavily used thoroughfares in every city council district. I'm talking about Convoy Street, Park Boulevard, La Jolla Parkway, Nimitz Boulevard, Division Street, Ruffin Road, Rio Drive, Genesee Avenue, and Otay Center Drive, and so many more that have all been recently repaved. And soon we'll add to that list University Avenue, Navajo Road, Lamidia Road, Carmel Mountain Road, Choyas Parkway, Balboa Avenue, Claremont Mesa Boulevard, Main Street, College Avenue, and Linda Vista Road. Overall, in 2023, we repaired or resurfaced 252 miles of roadway, a 20% increase over 2022, and a 57% increase over 2021. All told, over my 3 years as your mayor, we have repaired or resurfaced 627 miles of city streets. That's incredible. Thank you, city employees. And as I promised last year, we've updated our street preservation ordinance to ensure that public and private utilities that tear up our roads restore them into as good or better condition than they found them. We recently completed the most exhaustive pavement condition study our city has ever undertaken to give us comprehensive data that will guide our decisions on which streets to repair and in what order. That data will inform a new pavement management strategy to guide our street repair and maintenance efforts well into the future. And as we dive into the next budget cycle, every indication is that we're headed into leaner times. However constrained the budget may be, we will continue to prioritize our limited resources to clear this backlog of deferred maintenance. We will chip away at the lengthy backlog of broken streetlights. Last year, we hired additional electricians to help us repair circuits and lamps to get those lights turned on, and those folks are in the field right now doing that work. We expect to substantially cut the repair backlog using these supplemental crews. Late last year, we presented a new Safe Sidewalks program to the City Council that will help property owners repair the sidewalks in front of their homes and businesses at a reduced cost. We've updated our Parks Master Plan for the first time in 65 years, which has helped us to plan and prioritize park improvements. We've created 19 new parks and upgraded 31 existing ones over the last 3 years. And we anticipate creating 16 new parks and upgrading 34 more in the next 2. No infrastructure project in our city's recent history is larger or more ambitious than Pure Water San Diego. By 2035, this groundbreaking project is expected to provide our city with roughly half of the water that we'll need. And as of now, we're close to 50% through phase 1 of Pure Water that consists of 9 large construction projects like new treatment facilities, pump stations, and miles of pipeline throughout San Diego. Pure Water projects have so far created more than 3,000 good-paying local jobs through the city's first project labor agreement, and we intend to build on that successful model. Because San Diego voters had the wisdom to authorize our city to negotiate project labor agreements, I'm proud to announce tonight an agreement with the San Diego County Building and Construction Trades Councils on a citywide project labor agreement that will apply to all major city construction projects. This agreement, which the City Council will consider next month, will ensure that city projects get done on time and on budget. It will provide the city with a reliable source of highly skilled workers for all city construction projects. It will encourage the employment of local residents with these good-paying jobs, and they will meet high standards for worker health and safety. So my fellow San Diegans, tonight I have detailed the work that we have done and the progress that we have made to solve the great challenges facing our city. In doing so, I'm reminded of a San Diegan I recently met while serving meals at a community event in Hillcrest on Thanksgiving Day, Robert Stevens. Robert has been homeless and living unsheltered on the streets of San Diego for 19 years. When I met him, I asked why in all those years he hasn't accepted a bed in one of our shelters. Robert said that his past experiences made that idea uncomfortable, and he just wanted housing. I pulled out my phone and I showed him photos and told him stories of some of the people who have stayed in our shelters and whose caseworkers had helped them get into a permanent home. And I said, where you start is not where you end. What I meant was that going into a shelter is just a step along a journey. Tonight, I share that same message with you that I shared with Robert. Where you start is not where you end, because it's the essence of progress. The fundamental belief that our beginnings do not define us, but rather serve as a launch pad to reach our full potential. Progress is about pushing past the circumstances we inherit. It's about making the choices to move forward, the resilience that we exhibit, the determination to chart a course toward a better tomorrow, and above all, to keep moving forward. And I'm pleased to tell you that about a week after he and I spoke, Robert contacted my office to tell me that he would like to give one of our shelters a try. Tonight, he is off the street and in a shelter, and he has a case manager who will help connect him to housing. Over these past 3 years, that's what we've done together. Made strides that once seemed impossible, and found the courage to embrace the unknown and break free of the shackles of the familiar to do what we know needs to be done for all of us. And we're not done yet. All of us can visualize the kind of San Diego we want to live in, the kind of city that we want today, and the kind of city we want to leave to our grandchildren tomorrow. It's safe and secure. Its streets are smooth and its parks are clean. Families can afford to make ends meet. Housing is attainable. Businesses are booming and opportunity is there for anyone ready to seize it. We as a city have put in the hard work to climb out of that deep valley we once were in and to rise to the challenge of scaling the mountain before us to achieve this vision. In San Diego, we're making progress toward it every single day. With every homeless person that we house, with every street that we pave, with every home we permit, with every officer we recruit, with every streetlight we repair, with every pothole we fill, we are getting things done. And as a result, the state of our city is getting stronger every day. We are stronger than we were yesterday, and we're even stronger tomorrow. We have so much more work to do, but we have proven that together we are up to this task. So we will keep making progress. We will keep getting things done until the job is done. My fellow San Diegans, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here tonight. May God bless you, and may God bless our great city.